Today we're going to talk about the power of the womb of time. When I was little, I had a little small experiment that I needed to do. I needed to take a seed. It was a pea seed, a red bean seed, and I took that seed home. And as I took that seed home, I needed to grow that seed. So I got myself this big jar, and in that big jar, I placed some paper towels, and I wet those paper towels with water, and I placed that seed in that jar. And I set it next to the window. And as I set that seed next to the window, I observed for a few days what transpired with that seed. First thing that happened with that seed died. It literally died. It shriveled up. It shriveled up and had wrinkles all on the outside of it, and it died. That's what happens a lot of times when we look at our dreams, when we look at what we're doing, what we're going out there to do, and what we're wanting to do in life. Sometimes it feels like we're at the bottom of the hole, that there is no way out, and it feels like nothing is happening. It feels like everything is standstill. It feels like everything is at a stopping point. It feels like nothing is progressing. But you see, it's at those points in our lives that we need to develop ourselves. You always hear me speak about developing yourself and developing your self-growth and reading and nurturing yourself and watering yourself. If you want to go out and do something in an extraordinary fashion, you have to learn to grow yourself. Success doesn't happen by mistake. Success doesn't happen because you wake up tomorrow morning and all of a sudden, voila, you have arrived. No, success happens by being disciplined every single day, going in and out and being consistent, being resilient, being someone that goes about and disciplined in their craft and do something every single day that will bring about their tomorrows. You see, you have to be willing to do today what others will not, so you can truly do tomorrow what others cannot. You see, as I put that seed in that jar, and as that seed was in that jar, and I observed for days, that seed literally, it wrinkled. Literally, that seed almost like it was dying. And I thought, wow, look at what's happening. The seed is dying. But you see, that's what it feels like. It feels like your dreams are dead before they start sprouting. Because what happened in a few days, as I observed, that seed started to break open. And as it broke open, it started having a little shoot that came out of the top and a little root shoot that came out of the bottom. And that's what happens as you keep nurturing yourself, as you keep growing yourself. You start developing roots. And as you start developing the roots, those roots starts going down. And those roots are what will keep you strong. Those roots are what will keep you steady as you go through life. Then it started developing the shoot, and the shoot came up, and then all of a sudden you saw these two leaves forming on that shoot, and those two leaves started growing, and you form a stem, and days you have more root system coming down, and then that stem kept coming up and coming up until it got taller and taller, all because of time. So the womb of time is such an important thing. You see, when everything that you do takes time. If you're baking a cake, you put all the ingredients together and you put it in the oven. It takes time for that cake to bake. I promise you, if you open the oven and you take it out too soon, it's going to fall in the middle. It is going to ruin that cake. You see, that's the same thing with everything you're doing in life. Whether you're learning, whether you're reading, whether you're growing. You see, a lot of times you go to school and you're learning something new. And as you're learning something new, it's tough at the beginning. But what people do, they cry uncle before they go through. Because they're so lazy. They just want to do the bare minimum. But what life does, it demands of you. And as it demands of you, you have to be willing to ring that bell and say, yes, I will do what I need to do. And as you do what you need to do consistently, every single day, the womb of time will produce the end product that you're desiring. Always remember, what you put in is what you get out. What you put in is what you get out. A lot of times we demand of life. We get sad, we get down, we get despondent. We sit down and we wallow and we moan in our circumstances. A lot of times we wallow and we moan and we gripe about circumstances or gripe about situation, and every hole that we put ourselves in, we put ourselves there. But you see, you cannot get out of your holes of life if you don't learn to grow you. You cannot get out of the holes of life if you don't learn to mature in your thinking. You cannot get out of the holes of life if you don't learn to realize what you need to do in order to succeed. If you act average like everybody else, you're going to get average. If you give mediocre work, you're going to get mediocre results. If you just do what you're doing, wishy-washy, just going about it with the flow, you're going to get going out with the flow. You will never be extraordinary if you're not willing to put in the extraordinary effort. You will never be extraordinary if you're not willing to do what others will not do. If you're not willing to grow your mind, if you're not willing to grow you, if you're not willing to have a confident mind, if you're not willing to have a resolute mind, you will never be extraordinary. So as you go through the room of time, you want to nurture yourself. You want to build your emotional energy. You want to build your emotional IQ or your EQ. Your EQ. Too many people, what happened, their EQ is so low because they don't have any confidence in themselves. The EQ, the emotional quotient is so low. Every little thing that happens to them sets them down. Every little thing that happens to them, it's almost like a wimpy dog, getting a hurt leg. They wimp off and go off and crawl in the corner. You have to be resolute with life. You have to grow. And as you grow and you're resolute, you have to be able to dust things off. You have to realize in order to be extraordinary, in order to be good at what you do, you cannot think like everybody else. When everybody else is jealous of you, you have to learn to brush that aside and still focus. Follow one course until successful. You have to focus on what you're doing. When other people say bad things about you, you have to learn to bless them. You have to learn to speak words of life over them. You have to learn to nurture them. You have to learn to pray for them. You have to learn to bless them, because it's in doing that you're going to get where you need to go. When other people belittle you, you have to learn to keep quiet and show them. You see, you don't have to prove a point to anybody. All you have to do is show them. You take the energy, channel the energy into focusing on you, channel the energy into growing you, channel the energy into growing you. And as you grow you and as you develop you, they will see the results. You see, a lot of times we want to prove our point, or we figure everybody needs to love us, or everybody needs to care about us. If you have a dream, you have to be resolute with that dream. You have to see that dream, you have to look at it, and you have to keep your eyes focused on it. And you have to do whatever you need to do. When people send you into or throw you to the wolves, you want to come out leading the pack. You don't want to go all wimpy. If they throw you to the wolves, if they say all manner of evil things about you, if they belittle you, if they misuse you, if they abuse you, if they use you, you still love them. You still care for them, because as they throw you through the wolves, you have to come out leading the pack. Because as you come out leading the pack, you make a statement. And that statement is this: I have arrived. I'm here to fulfill my destiny. I'm here to grow. I'm here to be nurtured in the womb of time. And I'm here to produce what my Creator has gifted me to produce. I'm here to make my stamp on mankind. I'm here to make my stamp on humanity. I'm here to make a significant difference in people's lives. I am here because I know whatever I do in life will truly echo in eternity. So I'm going to go out there every single day, and I'm going to be the best version of me. I'm going to go out there every single day, and I'm going to allow the womb of time to make me 1% better than I was yesterday. I'm going to go out and work on me. I'm going to go out and read. I'm going to go out and develop my mind. I'm going to go out and love on people. I'm going to move in honesty, honor, and I'm going to go out there and care for people. I'm going to share with people. I'm going to not lie to my friends or do anything of the nature. I'm going to go out there and be honest. I'm going to honor. I'm going to show gratitude. I'm going to be grateful for the things that I have in life. I'm going to be grateful for my family. I'm going to be grateful for my friends. I'm going to be grateful for what the good Lord gave me. You see, because as you go out there and you live a life of gratitude and you realize the womb of time is what creates you, and the circumstances in life, when life squeeze you, you have to learn to take those squeezed lemon and make them into lemonade. When people throw rocks at you, you have to learn to catch those rocks and use them to make the foundations on which you stand on. When people belittle you, you have to learn to go back and say, I need to be resolute. I need to build my mind. I need to be better at what I do, and I cannot be better at what I do if I'm down in the dumps thinking like they think. I have to rise up and I have to be all that I can be. So therefore I have to change the way how I think. I have to renew my mind, and by the renewing of my mind, I'm able to walk in faith, I'm able to walk in love, I'm able to walk resolutely, and I'm able to go out there and get what I need to get done. I know point blank that I am born to be a winner. I'm born to be a champion, and you have to go out there and you have to tell yourself that. You have to tell yourself, hey, I can do it. But you have to learn to understand the womb of time. Everything takes time. Everything has to obey the law of time. Everything has to go through a process. And as it goes through a process, and as it's nurtured, as it waters, and as it grows, then it produces something that can be shared with everyone. And if you help as many people get what they want, you will always get what you want. So go out there and have an awesome growth day. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button below. Hit the subscribe button. And when you hit the subscribe button, don't forget to select the bell. Because selecting the bell gives you that wonderful opportunity to be notified whenever I add a new video. God bless you. And go out there and learn to win.